Cinderella, a tale of kindness and magic. Once upon a time, in a kingdom of rolling green hills and skies painted in hues of golden sunsets, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. She wasn't just known for her radiant beauty. It was her kindness and gentle spirit that touched the hearts of everyone who met her. But her life was far from the fairy tale it would eventually become. Cinderella's father, a kind and loving man, had remarried after the death of her mother, hoping to give her a family once more. Unfortunately, his new wife, Lady Tremaine, and her two daughters, Drizella and Anastasia, were nothing like Cinderella's beloved mother. They were cold, selfish, and consumed by jealousy. When her father passed away suddenly, Cinderella's world changed forever. Lady Tremaine, now the mistress of the household, wasted no time in turning Cinderella into a servant in her own home. No longer the cherished daughter, Cinderella was forced to cook, clean, and serve her stepmother and stepsisters from morning until night. Yet, despite their cruelty, Cinderella remained cheerful and optimistic. She found comfort in the little joys of life, especially in the company of her animal friends. A group of mischievous mice led by the resourceful Gus and the brave Jack, along with her loyal old dog, Bruno, and the birds that sang to her as she worked. One day, a royal proclamation spread across the kingdom, delivered by messengers on horseback and announced with trumpets in every town square. The king had decided to host a grand ball to celebrate his son, Prince Charming, and find him a bride. Every eligible maiden in the land was invited to attend. The news spread like wildfire, and even the smallest villages buzzed with excitement. Cinderella's heart filled with hope at the thought of going to the ball. It was a chance to escape her dreary life, even if just for one night. But when she timidly expressed her wish to her stepmother, Lady Tremaine smirked. "You? At the royal ball?" she sneered. "And who will scrub the floors and wash the laundry while you're away?" Cinderella's stepsisters burst into laughter, mocking her. Yet, Lady Tremaine, with a cunning glint in her eye, added, "Fine, you may go, if you finish all your chores and find something suitable to wear." Though it was a slim chance, Cinderella clung to the hope of attending. She worked tirelessly, completing every chore Lady Tremaine and her daughters could invent. But when she finally sat down to prepare for the ball, she realized she had no gown to wear. Her loyal mice friends, who had watched her struggles, decided to help. They scavenged scraps of fabric and ribbons and stitched together a gown from Cinderella's late mother's dress. They added finishing touches with beads and bows, creating a beautiful outfit. When Cinderella saw their creation, her heart swelled with gratitude and joy. As she descended the stairs, glowing with happiness, her stepsisters froze. Envy flickered in their eyes, and in a fit of jealousy, they tore the gown apart. Ribbons, beads, and fabric scattered to the floor. "You'll embarrass us dressed like that," Lady Tremaine said coldly, as they left for the ball, locking the door behind them. Broken-hearted, Cinderella ran to the garden. She collapsed onto a stone bench under the silver moonlight, tears streaming down her cheeks. "Why is life so unfair?" she whispered to the stars. As if in answer, a warm golden light began to surround her. Startled, Cinderella looked up to see an elegant woman standing before her, holding a shimmering wand. Who are you?" Cinderella stammered. "Your fairy godmother, my dear," the woman said with a kind smile. "And you shall go to the ball." With a wave of her wand and the words, "Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo," the fairy godmother worked her magic. A pumpkin in the garden transformed into a magnificent golden carriage. For little mice became sleek white horses, and Bruno the dog turned into a proud footman. Finally, Cinderella's tattered clothes turned into a gown of shimmering blue, adorned with crystals that sparkled like stars. On her feet appeared the most exquisite glass slippers. "Oh, it's beautiful," Cinderella gasped, twirling to admire the dress. "Now, remember," the fairy godmother said, "this magic will only last until the stroke of midnight. At that moment, everything will return to its original state. So you must leave the ball before the final chime." With a grateful heart, Cinderella stepped into the carriage and set off for the palace. The grand palace was lit with thousands of candles, and the air buzzed with excitement as carriages arrived, each carrying young ladies dressed in their finest gowns. When Cinderella arrived, the crowd fell silent, mesmerized by her grace and beauty. Prince Charming, who had grown bored of the endless introductions, suddenly felt his heart skip a beat when he saw her enter. Without hesitation, he approached her and asked for a dance. As they danced beneath the glittering chandeliers, Cinderella felt as though she were in a dream. She and the prince talked and laughed as though they had known each other forever. Time seemed to stand still, but as the clock struck midnight, the spell began to unravel. Remembering the fairy godmother's warning, Cinderella broke away and fled the palace, leaving the prince calling after her. In her haste, one of her glass slippers slipped off and remained on the grand staircase. Cinderella reached home just as the final chime rang, and the magic disappeared. Her gown turned back to rags, the carriage became a pumpkin, and her animal friends returned to their original forms. The next morning, the kingdom was abuzz with the news. The prince had declared he would marry the girl whose foot fit the glass slipper left behind. Messengers traveled from house to house, carrying the delicate shoe. When Lady Tremaine heard the news, she realized the slipper belonged to Cinderella. Furious and desperate, she locked Cinderella in the attic, hoping to present one of her daughters as the mysterious girl from the ball. But Cinderella's animal friends, Gus and Jack, hatched a daring plan. They retrieved the attic key and freed her just as the prince's envoy arrived at their home. Drizella and Anastasia tried to force their feet into the slipper, but it was no use. Just as the herald was about to leave, Cinderella appeared. "Wait," she called. "May I try?" Lady Tremaine's face twisted in rage, but it was too late. The slipper fit perfectly. Cinderella pulled out the other slipper from her pocket, proving she was the mysterious girl from the ball. Cinderella was brought to the palace, where Prince Charming welcomed her with open arms. They were married in a grand ceremony, and Cinderella's days of hardship came to an end. From that day forward, Cinderella ruled alongside the prince, spreading kindness and joy throughout the kingdom. Her story became a legend, a reminder that courage, hope, and a little bit of magic can make dreams come true. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Widescope for more diverse content. Hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Also, please suggest ways I can create better quality videos so that I can provide you with even better content in the future.